That's crazy. Yeah, and you see, and again, I don't think that evil is getting louder. I just think men got quiet, and it's partly because of the diminishing of the holy name. Is that we need men to keep the degradation in our society at bay. You know, it's gonna take correcting people around us. It's gonna take us controlling our tongue and controlling our language. It could having dominion over yourself, having complete mastery over yourself. You know, now you see cussing as cussing is ubiquitous, but you see cussing as
It's just like talking.
yeah, exactly. And it's I don't want to say manly. I don't want to say manly, but
No, I think that's
it's
fair to say
yeah,
in the popular culture.
right. Because you look at the 1920s, being having decent language, having polite language, and correcting others for cussing was seen as manly.
Yeah.
And now, 100 years later, cussing is seen as manly, and there has been this. It has completely flipped on its
And you
head.
kind of see it in comedy too. Like there's this big like this is why I don't like a lot of modern comedians. But it's just like a lot of shock comedy where it's like
Yeah.
there's like cuss and
Mhm.
that's supposed to be like the punchline,
Right.
right? Or like politicians will do this. Will like
Yeah.
to make a point more impactful, they're like cuss to show like their emotional, I
Mhm.
guess, instability.
Yeah, or show themselves as relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Like, you
like
see, I'm a cool guy. I
yeah.
say the F word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so like this goes into a lot. I guess this is where we're going to start talking about like what's going on,
Yeah,
right? Because this is like a super this is an issue that is not talked about from what I've seen.
for sure.
It's an issue that everybody in the Catholic Church should get behind,
Mhm.
right? Everybody, traditionalists, non-traditionalists,
Whatever.
Greeks, I don't know. But yeah,
Not
like
them. Not
but for real, like we we see what happens when we don't guard our speech and we don't encourage others to guard their speech. Like even some priests after getting through with mass will be kind of jocular,
Mhm.
right? Which like we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, you should hold yourself to a higher standard. You should hold others to a higher standard.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with this. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like you know as Catholics and Christians at large as well, because the culture is against us, you know we've kind of been like intimidated
Yeah, we
to
kinda
to
softened our
really
tone.
preach the gospel.
Yeah, because you
Because
would think that, correcting others is a little bit like Bible thumpy and, like,
yeah,
proselytizing.
yeah, but like that, we're called to do that.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And that's what well, look what happens when we stop doing that.
Yeah, it's like we can't exist in our own bubble for it. Like Jesus charged us with spreading the gospel,
Yeah.
right? Actively.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, there's something to be said about you just like praying for people, but also like get out there
Yeah, get out there,
because we see what happens when we don't get out there. Okay,
right?
and not only this, like if you grew up talking in a tactful way, you are probably way smarter. You are
Mhm.
probably 100% way smarter
Yeah, yeah.
because you now have a command of language.
Right.
You now can understand like books when you read them,
Right.
right? You don't have to read these. Well, I guess these people I'm talking about probably aren't reading books anyway. But there's a lot of like trash literature that
Yeah,
is just like
for sure.
sugar cookie literature that's
Mhm.
just nonsense,
Right.
right? Like somebody like a perfect example is G.K. Chesterton. That is a man who had exactly precise control of his language and could paint a picture and never needed to like be shocking or be cursing or anything like that.
Right.
And so when we lose like an actual intellectual capacity when we start talking um, in like an unserious manner all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah. We when we don't take our words seriously, that's how we get, like, the they them kinda
That's yeah.
thing.
I mean, this is another thing. Like the weaponization of language is something that the devil uses.
Mhm.
Okay, and whether the left is cognizant of it or not, their attempts to like change what words mean is like an
Yes.
attack from the devil. 100%.
Absolutely.
Because who's the word?
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
exactly.
word made flesh is Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
right? God made the world and all of existence through his word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is something that we, as humans made in the image of God, share directly with him.
Directly.
Is the voice. We all share a voice, which is why chanting and singing is so central to liturgy and has been so central to liturgy uh always, because we all share a voice. Every single human person shares a voice. This is why the organ is so central, or has been so central to liturgy, is because the organ sort of mimics the human voice by taking breaths in and breathing out, right? The
Yes.
voice is so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's so powerful in both ways. It is powerful for sanctification. It's also powerful for damnation, right? So, like in the fall of Eden, right, when God confronts Adam about what happened, the first thing he says to God is like, "It's because of this woman that you gave me."
Right.
So basically, in my mind, the first sin after the initial like fall is blaspheming against God, is blaming God, saying, "You did this. You gave me this thing that made me fall." Um, and it's the first thing that's corrupted is the tongue. Okay,
Mm,
and
mhm.
in the book of James, that's where he talks about like the tongue is like a small member, but like a great forest can be set on ablaze by a small fire. And that's where he like warns people against being teachers because you're going to get judged like 100-fold if you're a teacher,
Yeah.
and that like the importance of your language is like crazy, and the tongue can bless God and also curse God. And
Yeah,
so
you
like
you can build up and tear down.
and you
There's
really
life and
gotta,
death.
yeah,
Yeah.
because speech is, I mean, speech is like the human thing. It is the thing that we share with God.
Yeah, and it's
Besides maybe like our rationality, and but think about your ration. How does your rationality work? How does your mind work? Right? How do you think? You think in language,
yeah,
right? So like our rationality is intrinsically tied
right.
to language.
And this is something that sets us apart from
Yeah,
any other animal.
yeah. That's yeah. And Adam names creation, and that's how he has dominion over it, because he gives it a name, because the words that he speaks have power.
Yeah, the words that we speak like set our reality.
Yeah, it's a bronze mirror,
Yeah.
so it's an imperfect reflection of the creative capacity of God, because he made the world through his speech.
Yeah.
So in our speech,
Yeah.
we have, a lesser power but the same type, where we have a creative capacity uh, that we can, you know, push onto the world
Mhm.
through our speech
Right.
for our detriment, or for our salvation.
Exactly.
And for 60 something years it's been to our detriment,
Exactly.
right?
And just imagine what would happen to your life and the lives of people around you if you started to really, really take your speech seriously,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
gonna lose some friends, but like, he came with a sword.
Yeah, you might be a little bit less funny for a while, or you might be, I don't know, you might have less to say, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's
Yeah,
a good thing if you have less to
it's
say.
100% a good thing.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing if we tell other people,
Yeah.
they have less to say.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no, it's a good thing. And it's also like, here, like, you can be funny.
Mhm. Without cussing.
You
Yeah.
can be funny without being obscene.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
People did it throughout all of history.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you, like, that's the effect of our culture, is we think that we can't be funny without being shocking. We can't, like,
Yeah.
we can't be funny without just like literally going to the most disgusting joke we could think about. Which, we're guilty of it, obviously. Like, I've grown up in
Whoa.
the
No, yeah, no,
no, we're guilty of
I'm
it.
definitely guilty
You
of it
know,
for sure.
I grew up as a secular person.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't have faith growing up. My family didn't really have faith growing up, or whatever.
yeah.
So, like, yes, this is, I am inspired by this so much because, like, it is very clearly a root cause for the fall of the West, if you can call it that.